Welcome to Sentinel Skills, the knowledge hub for security professionals and enthusiasts. Today, we're delving into the world of access control for restricted areas. Access control, simply put, is the selective restriction of access to a place or resource. It's the barrier that prevents unauthorized individuals from entering specific zones or accessing sensitive information. Now, when we talk about restricted areas, we mean spaces where access is limited to certain individuals or groups. Think of places like data centers, research laboratories, or even the VIP section at a concert. But why is this important? Understanding and implementing effective access control policies for these areas is crucial to maintaining security, protecting sensitive information, and ensuring the smooth operation of any organization. In today's digital age, understanding access control has never been more crucial. What exactly are restricted areas? Let's dive in. Restricted areas are spaces where access is limited to specific individuals or groups. These zones are created for a myriad of reasons. It could be to safeguard confidential information, protect valuable assets, or even to ensure personal safety. In essence, restricting access is a critical measure in maintaining security and privacy. Now, restricted areas come in various types. We have physical areas like private offices, laboratories, or secure storage rooms. On the other hand, we have digital spaces like confidential databases or secure network servers. Each type of restricted area requires a unique set of access control measures tailored to the specific risks and security needs it presents. Understanding the definition, reasons, and types of restricted areas is the first step towards implementing effective access control measures. Restricted areas are a vital part of maintaining security and privacy, whether it's in a physical or digital space. Now let's talk about the lifeblood of any secure system, access control policies. At its core, an access control policy is a set of rules that determine who can access a restricted area and under what conditions. It's like a digital doorman, only letting in the right people at the right time. An effective access control policy hinges on several key elements. Firstly, it needs to be clear and specific. It should clearly define who has access, what they have access to, and when they have access. Secondly, it needs to be enforceable. This means it should be backed up by technical controls that can enforce the rules. And finally, it needs to be adaptable. The policy should be flexible enough to accommodate changes in personnel, technology, and threat landscapes. One principle that's integral to any access control policy is the principle of least privilege. This means that individuals should only be given the minimum level of access they need to perform their duties. This minimizes the risk of unauthorized access and data breaches. There are several types of access control models that can be used to enforce your policy. Discretionary access control, or DAC, gives the owner of the information or resource the power to decide who can access it. Mandatory access control, or MAC, assigns access rights based on the classification of the information and the clearance level of the user. And role-based access control, or RBAC, assigns access rights based on the role of the user within the organization. Writing an effective access control policy requires a deep understanding of your organization's needs and risks. It should be tailored to fit your unique environment. Reviewing and updating your access control policy is just as important as writing it. As your organization evolves, so should your policy. Regular reviews will ensure that your policy remains relevant and effective. A well-crafted access control policy can be the difference between a secure fortress and an open door. Once you have your policy, it's time to put it into action. The first step in implementing access control for restricted areas is selecting the right hardware and software. This could range from biometric scanners to card readers, and from physical barriers to digital interfaces. You'll want to choose systems that align with your access control policy and fit within your budget. Once you've selected your systems, it's time to configure your access control settings. This involves setting up the hardware and software, defining access levels, and assigning them to individuals or roles. Remember to adhere to the principle of least privilege. This means granting only the minimum access necessary for each individual or role to perform their duties. Next, you will need to implement your access control policies. This involves programming your systems to enforce your policy's rules, such as who can access which areas at what times. Regular testing is crucial to ensure your systems are operating as intended. Granting access to authorized personnel is another key step. This could involve issuing access cards, setting up biometric profiles, or creating digital accounts. It's important to maintain a strict process for granting access to ensure only authorized individuals receive it. Just as important is revoking access for personnel who are no longer authorized. This could be due to termination, transfer, or changes in role. Prompt action in these cases is crucial to maintaining the integrity of your restricted areas. Auditing access logs is another crucial aspect of access control. Regular audits can help detect any unauthorized access attempts, identify potential weaknesses, and provide valuable data for improving your policies and systems. Finally, periodic evaluations and adjustments are necessary to keep your access control measures effective. This involves reassessing your policies, systems, and procedures in light of new threats, technologies, or changes in your organization. With the right implementation, your access control policy can effectively safeguard your restricted areas. Implementing access control isn't always a smooth ride. There are common challenges that often arise. For instance, managing access rights can be tricky, especially in large organizations with numerous employees and varying levels of access. A potential solution is to utilize role-based access control, where access rights are based on the roles of individual users within an organization. Furthermore, keeping software and hardware up to date can be a daunting task. Regularly scheduled audits and updates can help ensure that your access control systems are operating at peak performance. Another challenge is dealing with lost or stolen access devices. Biometric solutions like fingerprint or facial recognition can be an effective way to prevent unauthorized access in such cases. Lastly, ensuring compliance with legal and ethical considerations can be complex. A dedicated compliance team and regular training can keep everyone on the same page. Remember, with every challenge comes an opportunity for growth and improvement. Access control is more than just technology, it's also about law and ethics. When we talk about access control for restricted areas, laws and regulations play a crucial role. These laws vary by country and region and are typically designed to protect personal privacy and proprietary information. For instance, in some cases, the law may mandate specific types of access control or require certain levels of security for certain types of data, but legal compliance is just the beginning. Ethical considerations are equally important. As security professionals, we have a responsibility to respect privacy and protect sensitive information. This means implementing access control measures that are fair, transparent, and respect the rights of individuals. It also means using our access privileges responsibly and not abusing them for personal gain. In essence, access control is not just about keeping people out. It's about creating a secure and ethical environment that respects everyone's rights. So how do you get the most out of your access control policy? Let's dive into some best practices to ensure your policy is as effective as it can be. Firstly, it's crucial to understand that access control isn't a one-and-done affair. It's a continuous process that requires regular reviews and updates. Just as your organization evolves, so should your access control policy. You must regularly conduct audits to ensure that your access control measures are functioning as intended. This includes checking access logs for any unusual activity and verifying that only authorized personnel have access to restricted areas. Next, keep the principle of least privilege at the forefront of your mind. This principle states that individuals should only have access to the resources they need for their specific roles, nothing more, nothing less. This limits the potential damage in case of a security breach. Training is another key aspect. Ensure all personnel understand the importance of access control and are aware of the policies in place. This includes anyone from top-level management to the newest employee. Everyone in the organization plays a crucial role in maintaining security. Remember to be proactive rather than reactive. Don't wait for a security breach to occur before you review and update your access control policy. Regularly revisit your policy, assess potential risks, and make necessary adjustments. When it comes to selecting access control hardware and software, choose wisely. Go for reliable, reputable providers and consider the unique needs of your organization. The most expensive option isn't always the best fit for your needs. Lastly, maintain transparency and ethics in your access control policies. Be clear about why certain areas are restricted and who has access to them. This promotes trust among your team and ensures your policies align with legal and ethical considerations. Remember, an effective access control policy is a living document. It grows and evolves with your organization. It requires ongoing maintenance, updates, and a commitment to best practices to remain effective. So keep these tips in mind as you work towards securing your restricted areas. Remember, the key to robust security lies in constant evaluation and updates. Thank you for joining us at Sentinel Skills. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. Stay vigilant, stay skilled.